welcome to At Home today. Hope you're having a great day. And if you're not, remember that tomorrow is a new day and things do change. I want to talk to you about decisions. You know, every day we're making decisions. And the decisions that we make today will influence us for a long time to come. They're not just for today. They're for today, tomorrow, sometimes forever. You ever met a person who was just the nicest person in the world? You became good friends with them and they married and then maybe married the wrong person. And you saw this wonderful person who had such a wonderful life, their life just become a living hell. It was because of a decision that was made. Sometimes they made it in haste. Sometimes they made it because someone coerced them into making it. And sometimes they just wanted to do something different. They thought this was a way to escape the style of life that they were in. Many times young people do that. Well, I hope that you're thinking about decisions that you have to make. You say, Arlene, I make decisions every day and I hate to make decisions. Well, some people do hate to make decisions, and some people don't know how to make a good decision. And you say, well, Arlene, how do you make a decision? Well, let me tell you. If it involves my husband and myself and something, maybe a purchase in our home or a direction, something we're going to do for the vacation, or what kind of flowers we're going to put in our yard, that's something we discuss together because we each value each other's opinion. And then if it's something major that really involves a lot of money or a lot of time or effort or whatever, then we always together, Paul and I, will just ask the Lord to help us make the right decision. Whatever that decision is, God, we want to know what it is. And then we just try to be very sensitive to listen to that tiny little small voice that speaks way down on the inside of you. That's usually the Lord. The first voice that you usually hear, if you're a Christian and you've asked Jesus into your heart, the first voice you hear is usually the Lord. And then the second voice is usually the enemy. And then the third voice is usually you. Trying to make a decision is not always easy. But if you do this, follow that simple little formula, ask the Lord's help in making decisions. Because you know what? He doesn't just see today or tomorrow. He sees long term. He knows what's going to happen to you to the very end of your life. So he will help you to make right decisions. Well, today we're going to make right decisions because, you know, when it's warm, you just don't want to have heavy food. You don't feel like heating up the kitchen, making all that hot stuff. So today we're doing a whole big variety of salads, main dish salads. In other words, when you make this and serve it, you have to have very little to go with it. You don't have to cook the vegetables and cook this and that. We're making several different kinds of salads, and we'll get started in just a minute. Stay tuned, we'll be right back. Here's today's at-home hint. To give potato salad a different taste, add a touch of minced garlic, chunks of cheddar cheese, and crumbled bacon instead of eggs.
If you have an at-home hint, a favorite recipe, or just a friendly greeting you'd like to share, we'd like to hear from you. Post it in the comments of this video or visit our Facebook page.
Well, we're back and we're going to begin our main entree salads. I'll tell you, when it's hot, you just don't want a lot of heavy food. So this first one is called Cold Chinese Chicken Salad. And this has some unusual ingredients, so stick with me here. First of all, we have to make a dressing that has to cool. So we're going to make that first, and then I'll tell you about the rest of the salad. To make the dressing, we're going to take a 1/4 cup of sugar. This is a low fat, as a matter of fact. And about 4 tablespoons of vinegar. You can use any kind of vinegar you want. It could be the red wine vinegar. It could be some kind of a flavored vinegar, whatever you'd like to use here. And then we have about a teaspoon of low sodium soy sauce and 3 tablespoons of salad oil. And what you want to do is use a low fat, something, you remember the oils that we've talked about many times. And all we do here, you just heat this. You're not going to cook it, but you can see it's just very dark. And you're going to heat this until the sugar melts. And really, you don't cook it for a long time or anything, you just heat it. And I'm going to let that heat while I tell you about the ingredients in the salad. Because what the other ingredients are 1½ cups of cooked chicken. Now this is boneless, skinless chicken breast, just the white meat. Remember, the white meat has lower fat than the dark meat. This is about 1½ cups, and we add that. And we're going to take some green onions. This is 2 whole green onions that we've chopped up. Let me stir my dressing here a little bit. Feels like the sugar is gone, so we'll take that off the heat. And that needs to cool, all right? Okay, continue to add your green onions. Now this is shredded lettuce. You're gonna add this right in here. You don't put it out and then put your salad on it, but you add this right into the salad. And I have some romaine lettuce and some iceberg. You can mix it up. And this is just about a cup, but I think we've got a little bit more than that, but we like lots of lettuce. So let's just add that, all right? Next, we're going to take, we've done our green onions. Now, crystallized ginger, about 2 tablespoons. We couldn't find it. We had a hard time finding it. I even went to some Oriental stores and I had a hard time finding it. So we're using just regular fresh ginger, and we're going to add that. That goes in. And let's see, toasted sesame seeds. This is about 2 tablespoons of toasted sesame seeds. We're going to add those. All right, you stay with me now, okay? All right, and then let's see, and we have our green onions in there. Now, the next thing you're going to do, we're going to mix this together. But the next thing you do, and this is really unique, have you ever heard of cellophane noodles? You find those in an Oriental grocery store. In the strip, you'll see them. This is what they look like after they've been cooked. These are, they're called cellophane because see, you see some of this is cooked and some of it isn't. See how it's cellophane? It's clear and it's just that, I mean, it just looks like a thread, a cellophane thread. That's exactly what it looks like. You take a couple of tablespoons of oil and put it in a nonstick pan. And these, actually it's made out of bean curd, all right? And you take them and you put them in there and you let them cook and they kind of puff up. It's really amazing, it's unusual. They come in a pack all shriveled up, and it's real hard, almost feels like a rope almost. It's strange, but this gives crunch to your salad. And so you take about 1.5 cups of this, and what we're gonna do after we let that cool, we're gonna make a bed of these noodles. Really, they don't have too much of a taste to them, it's just crunch. That's mostly what you have. What this adds to the salad is the crunch. All right, put this down, and then we mix this together. Mix it very well. Interesting variety here with the toasted sesame seeds, things that are good for you, and the ginger that's in there and the green onions. I love the green onions with this. I think it's a good flavor. Now what we're going to do is just spoon this over the noodles, like so. Okay. This makes a lot, doesn't it? This would probably serve, I would say, probably 6 people a good, I mean, if this is a main course, again, if you're not adding any of the other, it's not a side dish, you could feed many more, but 6 people, this would feed, I would think, very well. All right. We continue on with, we have our green onions in there. Don't forget, nice variety, nice flavor varieties here. All right. Now, I would probably let this cool a little more because I think the cooler it is, the better it won't wilt your lettuce. So why don't we wait till the end of the program, and for the final shot, we're going to show you that, okay? Our next salad, this is called cold Chinese chicken salad, all right? Moving along now, we're going to make a seafood salad, which I think is unique and different because it has crab meat and shrimp. But if you can't afford crab meat, and many of us can't because it's about $15 a pound if you get the good stuff, we have something that we're going to improvise with instead. This one has a pound of cooked and cold shrimp. And we need to put that in our, this has some water on the bottom here because if you buy it frozen, and it thaws. You don't try not to get that moisture in there. You want it to be as fresh as you can. Get the fresh, and you can boil it, and you can let it cool and then just chop it up. These are the tiny little frozen ones that we're using here today. All right, and then we took, this is called sea legs, and I'm sure you've seen them. They're in the grocery store. They look a lot like crab legs. You see the red on them. Well, actually what this is fish that they have shaped in the shapes of crab legs, because crab is so expensive, like I said. So you have about a pound of those. Now you can either chop them like this or you can shred them. Either way, we're going to add that to our bowl. All right. And I'm going to add some mayonnaise to this. First of all, let me see, where's my little, here we go. It's about a cup of mayonnaise, more or less. And I'm going to add, I'm not going to stir this in yet because I'm going to add some celery. Again, about 2 stalks of celery, and dice it. And about half a cup of finely chopped parsley, more or less to taste, whatever you like. Aren't the colors beautiful in this? I think it's great. And we're going to take a fresh lemon. And this is where you're going to want to adjust the seasonings to your own desire. If you like it tartar, if you like it sweeter. We'll mix this together and refrigerate it for about an hour. When you bring it out to serve it, then you'll want to taste it first. If you need some more lemon juice, that's when you add the lemon juice. So this is the juice of 1 to 2 lemons. It sounds like a lot, but really it's not. It's not that bad. And again, this is a great little lemon juicer here. You can use it for oranges or grapefruits or whatever. It just reams it out. All right? And we'll mix this together. Get my, there we go. Nice combination, looks beautiful. This is a great seafood salad. And again, you can either shred the sea legs or you can chop them up. If you need more mayonnaise, you may want to add more mayonnaise. This is one of those, you could just keep adding ingredients and just proportionately add more mayonnaise or more lemon juice as is needed. Of course, you'd want to add some salt and pepper to taste. Okay? What I like to do then is take a really nice platter. We're going to assume that this has been chilling for an hour, okay, in the refrigerator. And let's put some nice big leaves. This is romaine. I love to decorate with romaine lettuce because it looks so nice. And this is so good for you. Don't you dare throw that away. You eat that. Do what Mama says. Mama says you eat those greens. Okay? And then we'll just spoon our seafood salad over top of these greens. And I'll tell you, you're going to get oohs and ahs. What I would serve with this would be maybe a nice hot French bread, crusty bread. Maybe put some slices, in fact, we're going to decorate the platter with some slices of cantaloupe or a wedge of melon or some fresh berries. Tell you, this is incredible. And look how much it makes. It makes enough for a nice big luncheon. If you have a lot of people coming to your house for luncheon, this would be a quick and easy way to prepare something that you can do ahead of time and present it, and they're going to enjoy it. Well, I'm going to decorate, and while I'm decorating, you listen to this important message. We'll be right back.
Do you love watching At Home with Arlene Williams? Then be sure to check out our new YouTube channel. It's filled with classic episodes from over 20 years of At Home, and more videos are added each day. And don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, we added just a couple of pieces of melon and a few berries. Isn't that impressive? I think that that's something that you're going to want to think about, how easy that was just to put it all together. It has crunch and it really tastes good. And I know there's mayonnaise on it, but the rest of the ingredients is not that bad. Just have to watch the cholesterol with the shrimp. If you've got a cholesterol problem, please be careful, okay? All right, the next one we're going to make is a tuna rice salad. And this is just with, I like to use the albacore, the solid white albacore in water. And you need to drain it real well. Press all of the moisture out of it that you can. I don't like that, if it's in oil, I don't like that fishy taste that it leaves when you use it. So you always press it out as much as you possibly can. This is 2 6-ounce cans of fancy albacore, the white albacore, in spring water. And you kind of want to flake it apart. Break it up. It comes very much like in chunks, kind of just the way they pack it. And you want it to break apart. You wouldn't want to serve someone that big chunk, so you'd break it apart. Okay. Hope you're enjoying your summertime. I hope it's been time that you were able to spend outside enjoying the fresh air and the kids and just time of recreation, time of relaxation. I hope you're enjoying summer. If you're not, stop today and say, okay, I'm going to start to enjoy summer. Come on, let's do it, because this is the time. I live for this time all year long. Say, oh, can't wait for the summer to get here. And when it gets here, I want to enjoy it all, and I hope you are. Say, but Arlene, I don't like the heat. Well, I don't either, but work around it. You know, it's still beautiful. The flowers, the trees, blue sky. What more could you want? All right, now we're going to take 2 cups. This is cooked rice. We're going to add this in with our tuna. Just 2 cups. And then this is 1 cup of frozen peas. You don't have to thaw them, just put them in there. 1/2 cup of chopped onion. If you don't like chopped onion, don't put it. Put something else or just leave it out, you know, if your family doesn't like it. 1 cup, I think we're a little scant on a cup. We need a whole cup of, this is celery, and we've cut it on the diagonal. Not too thick, just thin slices cut on the diagonal. And to this we're going to add some salt, just a bit of salt, okay, and some fresh ground pepper. Okay, one of these days. Okay, Dale. That's why Dale's here. You know, we pay him big bucks for this. No, not really. Thanks, Dale. Every once in a while they get some moisture or something and I can't get it off, so Dale's here. Thanks, Dale. And we're going to do about 1/2 teaspoon of fresh ground pepper. Here we are. And then, to give this some pep, we're going to add a dash of Tabasco, or a couple, maybe. And then this has mayonnaise in it too. You can use the low-fat mayonnaise. It will change the taste a bit, but you can use the low-fat mayonnaise. That will be all right. Let me get my little... Some lady just wrote to me lately and she said, you know, I like when you clean out those bowls and those pans. I always thought that when you don't do that, it wastes so much. Well, you know what? I agree with you. That's what my mom and dad used to say. Clean that out because there's another bite in that pan. Okay. Anyway, we're going to mix this all together. This is nice. Doesn't this look refreshing when you can't think of something hot to eat? You can't think, oh, no way I could heat up the kitchen with this. You know, you could cook this stuff, the rice you could cook the night before or early in the morning when it's still cool, and the rest of it you don't really have to worry about. This is called tuna rice salad, and what I would serve with this would be either some really nice crackers, or what we're going to do today is put some croissants with it, some tiny little petite croissants, because it's going to look nice, and that's just a little treat, something extra special. These are light main dish salads that you can make any time of the year, but particularly in the summertime when you just feel like you don't want to have a big heavy meal. Somehow in the middle of summer, meatloaf and potatoes and carrots and gravy just doesn't do it for me. I feel like, oh, that sounds like winter foods to me. I'll tell you, I think we get very picky because for many years, any food was good any time because we didn't have much. We've got so much now, we're so choosy and selective, you know, about what we want to have and what we don't want to have. But this is our tuna, rice, celery, onion, frozen peas, okay? To adjust our lettuce back there. I'm not going to put all that in because that'd be too much. And we're going to serve it with croissants. And I think that's a nice main course for a summer salad. Now let me show you one other real quick one. And this one is called raisin cheese slaw. And really, you just put it all together very quickly. We have a couple of, let's see, 2 cups of finely shredded cabbage. Okay. And carrot. We have about 1 cup of carrots, finely chopped. Some cheddar cheese we're going to add. And some raisins. There we are. It's about a half a cup of raisins. And we're going to make a dressing, and the dressing is simply salad dressing or mayonnaise, which is about 1/3 of a cup. Put this in our little bowl that we're going to mix together. And about 2 teaspoons, use that other lemon, 2 teaspoons of lemon juice. That's about 1, oh, that's about 2, okay? And then a teaspoon of sugar, half a teaspoon of salt, and let's see, about half a teaspoon of some prepared mustard. There we go. And let's see, this is a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder. Let me just add a little bit of salt here. We're going to mix this up, whisk it up together, make it really creamy. We're going to add that to our cabbage and our cheese, carrots, and raisins. Then you refrigerate this for about an hour. And when you're done, you have raisin cheese slaw. Not bad, huh? I probably wouldn't use this as a main course. I would use this as an accompaniment. But the other 3 you could use as the main center of attention on your summer table. We'll be right back. Here's how you can get today's recipes, everything you've seen prepared. Stay with us.
Just go to ctvn.org/athome to get all the recipes from today's show for free. That's right, no subscriptions. They're available online at no cost, and more are being added each day. So join us at ctvn.org/athome to get today's recipes now.
And I want to show you, this is what our cold Chinese chicken salad looks like. We've added our dressing to it. You can see it's there. I'll tell you, everybody's looking forward to getting into this because you've got the cellophane noodles there. Then we have Kathy's seafood salad. Doesn't this look great? We've just added a few pieces of melon, some strawberries to it. This would be great on maybe with a little bit of hot French bread, something like that. Or how about a croissant to go with that? And our tuna and rice salad, again, you could use crackers with that, or a little French roll, a crusty roll. Maybe some crusty bread in the oven, something, you know, if you don't want to heat up the oven, just crackers is fine. And then our raisin cheese slaw. And we hope that you've taken down the recipes and that you start thinking about maybe just cooking something light. One of these would be a really good idea for dinner, maybe even tonight, because there's not unusual ingredients in most of the ones we've prepared today. We hope that you enjoy at home. We count you as part of our family. And be sure to join us the next time, because it just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. See you then. Bye-bye.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Fresh produce provided by Jordan Banana, wholesalers of fresh fruit and vegetables in Dravosburg, Pennsylvania. Appliances provided by Decor Distinctive Appliances, a reflection of your good taste. Groceries provided by Foodland, where the answer is always yes. Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.